Welcome to Midnight Murmurs, where we delve into the world of television and reimagine some of our favorite shows. Today, we take a closer look at The Office, a beloved sitcom that has captured the hearts of millions of viewers worldwide. While the show has brought endless laughs and memorable moments, the final season left many fans disappointed with unresolved character arcs and a rushed conclusion. As a passionate fan of the show, I have taken it upon myself to reimagine the final season of The Office. My focus is on giving each character the attention they deserve, extending the season, and changing up the format to keep things fresh. Through this reimagining, we hope to provide a more satisfying ending to one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time. And for those who want to stay up to date with all of our latest reimaginations, be sure to subscribe to our channel, Midnight Murmurs. Our aim is to provide a calming, soothing, and relaxing experience for our listeners as we take them on a journey through the world of television. Join us on this adventure, and let's reimagine our favorite shows together. One of the biggest criticisms of the final season of The Office is that some of the character arcs were rushed and not given the attention they deserved. One example of this is the relationship between Jim and Pam. After several seasons of build-up, their marriage began to show cracks in the final season, but these issues were never fully resolved. To address this, I would extend the final season to 24 episodes, allowing for more time to delve into the intricacies of their relationship. Instead of simply focusing on the surface-level conflicts, I would explore the deeper issues that arise when a couple is forced to spend time apart. This would give John Krasinski and Jenna Fisher the opportunity to showcase their acting abilities and create a more satisfying conclusion to their story. In addition to Jim and Pam, I would also bring back Karen, played by Rashida Jones, to add a new dynamic to the show. Karen was a key player in the early seasons of The Office, and her return could shake up the established dynamics of the show. This could create new tensions and conflicts that would allow the characters to grow and evolve. Another character who was poorly handled in the final season was Andy. After his triumphant return from his stint at America's Next a Cappella sensation, he quickly became an afterthought, disappearing for several episodes before returning as a villain. To give Ed Helms more to work with, I would have Andy struggle with the pressures of being the boss and dealing with his father's illness. This would create a more compelling and sympathetic arc for his character. Overall, by focusing on the relationships between the characters and giving them the time and attention they deserve, my reimagined final season of The Office would create a more satisfying and emotionally resonant conclusion to one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time. In the original final season of The Office, Andy's character was mishandled. He left for a few episodes, came back as a villain, and then disappeared again. This was a disservice to his character, especially considering that he was the boss of Dunder Mifflin at the time. To fix this, I would give Andy a proper storyline and redemption arc. The season would open with him struggling to balance his new role as the boss with the pressures of dealing with his father's illness. This would create an immediate sense of empathy for his character and set the stage for his arc. Throughout the season, we would see Andy struggle to keep up with the demands of his job while also trying to take care of his father. This would lead to mistakes and missteps that would strain his relationships with his co-workers, especially Jim and Dwight. However, we would also see moments of growth and vulnerability as he confides in his colleagues and opens up about his struggles. As the season progresses, Andy's father's condition would worsen, and he would be forced to make a difficult decision about his career. In a pivotal episode, he would announce to the office that he is stepping down as boss to take care of his father full-time. This would be a poignant moment for the character and would bring closure to his storyline. In the final episodes, we would see Andy come back to the office, no longer as the boss, but as a member of the team. He would have a renewed sense of purpose and would be more connected to his colleagues than ever before. His redemption arc would be complete, and his character would have a satisfying resolution. Overall, by giving Andy a proper storyline and redemption arc, the final season of The Office would create a more nuanced and fulfilling ending for his character. It would also add depth to the show's exploration of the challenges and rewards of balancing work and family obligations. Throughout its run, The Office was known for its unique documentary-style format, which gave viewers a behind-the-scenes look at the everyday lives of the Dunder Mifflin employees. However, by the final season, the format had become stale and repetitive. To breathe new life into the show, I would suggest changing up the format. Instead of sticking with the documentary format, I would have the documentary crew leave the office and have the show switch to a more traditional sitcom format. This would mean that the characters would no longer be confined to speaking directly to the camera or behaving as if they were being filmed. Instead, they would have more freedom to act and interact with each other in more natural ways. This change in format would allow for more storytelling opportunities. With the documentary crew out of the picture, the show could explore new settings and scenarios that were previously unavailable. For example, the characters could have more scenes outside of the office, such as at their homes or in social situations. This would allow for new and interesting dynamics between the characters to emerge. Furthermore, the new format would give the characters more freedom to act outside of their documentary personalities. In the documentary format, the characters often felt like caricatures of themselves, exaggerating their quirks and mannerisms for the camera. By switching to a traditional sitcom format, the characters could behave in more natural and nuanced ways, allowing viewers to connect with them on a deeper level. Overall, changing up the format of The Office would provide a breath of fresh air to the show and allow for more creative storytelling. By removing the documentary crew and allowing the characters more freedom to act and interact in natural ways, the show could reach new heights of humor and heart. Introducing new characters can be a risky move, especially in the final season of a beloved show. However, when done correctly, new characters can bring new energy and dynamics to the show. Here are some potential new characters that could be introduced in the final season of The Office. A new receptionist. The receptionist is a crucial role in any office, and it's surprising that The Office never explored this character further. Bringing in a new receptionist could add a new dynamic to the show, especially if there's someone who isn't afraid to speak their mind and challenge the rest of the characters. A new salesperson. Sales is a competitive field, and introducing a new salesperson could create tension and conflict within the office. This character could be someone who is extremely successful but doesn't fit in with the rest of the characters, or they could be someone who is struggling but trying to prove themselves. A new HR representative. The HR representative is often seen as the bad guy in the office, but introducing a new HR representative could change this dynamic. This character could be someone who is more sympathetic to the employee's needs and tries to help them rather than just enforcing company policies. A new client. The office has had its fair share of interesting clients over the years, but introducing a new client could bring new storylines and conflicts. This client could be someone who is extremely difficult to work with, or they could be someone who becomes a love interest for one of the characters. Former employee returns. The office had a few former employees return over the years, such as Karen and Holly. Bringing back a fan-favorite character could be a great way to add nostalgia and tie up loose ends in the final season. Introducing new characters is a balancing act, and it's important to make sure that they add to the show rather than detract from it. By carefully selecting new characters and giving them compelling storylines, the final season of The Office could be reimagined into a satisfying conclusion for fans. In conclusion, while The Office is already a classic show that has captured the hearts of millions of viewers worldwide, there is always room for improvement. My reimagined final season of the show would place a greater emphasis on the characters, their relationships, and their growth. By extending the season, introducing new characters, and switching up the format, I believe we could create a more satisfying conclusion to the series. Through exploring the challenges of Jim and Pam's long-distance relationship, giving Andy a proper storyline and redemption arc, and shifting away from the documentary format, we could create a more dynamic and engaging final season for fans of the show. Ultimately, I believe that fans would appreciate a final season that pays tribute to the beloved characters they have grown to love over the years. So, if you enjoyed this reimagined final season of The Office, please consider subscribing to my channel, Midnight Murmurs, where I share my thoughts on all things television and film. Thank you for listening.